I'm gonna do it again because I got to break Kevin's new record. I got to get back on the stage because this new record that Kevin got, I got to have it back, Kevin.
I've talked to him. Eddie, what the you doing? Get on stage. I don't know, man. Maybe.
Man, something's off and you can't ignore it. Kevin Hart is everywhere. He's got comedy on lock. But lately, the spotlight's been cooking him instead of hyping him up. His name's making noise, but not in a good way. Some of the biggest black comedy legends, they've been tossing some serious shots at him, straight up calling him out. One day,
you know what? I was actually one of those comedians that said, no, I wouldn't wear a dress. There's no way.
Dave Chappelle and I said that they tried to make him wear a dress.
You have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. I know what they are. You got to know that you're a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times.
And then when proposed with the opportunity of what I felt was funny, nobody made Martin put on a dress and nobody made Tyler Perry. It was a choice that
they're showing love and the next they're jabbing at him like it's open mic roast night. Kevin's been looking stressed lately, tight in the face, stiff in the interviews, and people are starting to ask, what's really going on? Why would someone with that kind of cash, fame, and power be looking that pressed over a few jokes? Well, the streets are talking. And word is Eddie Murphy might be about to shake the table. And remember when Katt Williams went off on Kevin earlier this year? That explosion might have been just the start. Kevin tried to fire back, but let's be real, you could see it all over him. He wasn't ready for that heat. Now, if Eddie steps into this, it ain't for nothing. Eddie don't chase drama. If he's speaking up, that means something's been brewing for a minute. Yeah, Eddie and Kevin got history. They teamed up on Meet Dave, showed each other love in the past, but that bond ain't stopping Eddie from raising an eyebrow at Kevin's moves lately. So what's the real deal? People been whispering behind closed doors for years, saying Kevin might have played the Hollywood game too well. Like maybe he got a little too tight with the suits. Maybe he cut a few folks off, made some shady moves to climb faster. Some even say he edged people out who helped pave the way. And this ain't just about being business savvy. Some of the whispers got a darker edge to them. And remember, Eddie's not new to this. He's been in the game longer than most of these guys have had careers. If he's saying something feels off, it's probably more than just gossip. Now let's rewind to what Katt Williams blasted on Club Shay Shay. He didn't hold anything back. Katt said it straight, called Kevin an industry plant, like he was picked and pushed by the powers that be. He laid it all out, questioning how Kevin blew up so fast. Sitcoms, movie deals, Soul Plane, all in his first year in LA. Katt said, have we ever seen a comedian come to LA and in his first year have his own network sitcom and a lead role in a major film like Soul Plane? That's wild. So check this. Back in 2008, there was a movie called Fool's Gold. Katt Williams was originally lined up to be in it, but some legal trouble forced him to back out. The film was being shot in Australia, and guess who slid right into the role? That's right, Kevin Hart swooped in and took the spot, and that's when things started getting messy. From that point on, the tension between them started heating up, and when Katt started talking, he didn't hold anything back. He wasn't just throwing shade, he was calling out the whole system. Katt came for the industry hard. He said it straight. Some folks keep moving up not because of talent, but because they're playing a shady game behind the scenes. Just because someone's rich and connected, don't mean they're the good guy. According to Katt, when people with major influence start twisting the truth, it gets real dangerous. But Katt's no dummy. He knows exactly how this game works. And that whole theory about Kevin being an industry plant, that rumor's been bouncing around Hollywood for a long time. There's even this wild talk that some celebs are pressured to wear dresses on camera, like it's some weird rite of passage before they get to the next level of fame. And it ain't just Katt throwing out these claims. Dave Chappelle, yeah, he spoke on it too. So now that multiple comedy legends are raising eyebrows at the same sketchy stuff, people are finally starting to ask real questions. Back in 2006, Dave Chappelle went on Oprah and dropped some serious truth bombs. He explained why he walked away from that massive $50 million Comedy Central deal. And no, it wasn't just about the cash, it was way deeper. Dave kept it raw. He said when the money gets that big, there's always strings attached. He's been hustling in this business since he was 14. He's seen it all. And he brought up how stars like Mariah Carey landed these mega deals. Then suddenly folks start calling them crazy. Same with Martin Lawrence. He went from running hit shows to being caught in the streets with a gun, screaming that people were trying to take him out. Something ain't adding up, and these comedy vets are starting to speak up. So what really happened? Dave Chappelle stood 10 toes down and told them straight up, he don't need no dress to be funny. But right after he said that, boom, they pulled out a whole new scene, trying to corner him with a quick rewrite on the spot. That's when it hit him. This wasn't about comedy, it was about control. Dave made it clear he never had beef with wearing a dress in general. The problem was the pressure, especially on black comedians, to play the clown just to stay relevant or level up in the game. That one moment flipped a switch in his head. Suddenly, he started seeing the game for what it really was. And once his eyes were open, he couldn't unsee it, because it wasn't just him. Look at the pattern. It's a whole lineup. Martin Lawrence dressed up as Big Mama. Eddie Murphy pulled double, triple duty in The Nutty Professor, switching into all kinds of characters. Jamie Foxx had people talking with that Wanda role on In Living Color. Then you got the Wayans brothers going full glam in White Chicks, and let's not forget that flop Joanna Man, same blueprint. But the king of the dress lane, that's Tyler Perry, no question. His Medea character built him a whole billion-dollar empire. And just when all this was bubbling, Kevin Hart was on the come up, talking tough about respect, image, and staying true. He used to move like he was above the games. When someone asked if he'd ever rock a dress on screen, Kevin didn't even blink. Nope, not my thing, he said. Gotta protect the brand, protect the image. He even bragged about turning down a late-night skit where they wanted him to dribble a basketball, saying it made him look silly. Kevin was acting like he was built different, like he had standards no amount of fame could shake. But then, bam, not even a full year later, there he was on Saturday Night Live, rocking a dress playing a 9-year-old Oscar-nominated girl in a comedy sketch. The internet exploded. Fans weren't having it. They were like, didn't you just say this was a line you'd never cross? That flip had people heated. One minute it's I got boundaries, and the next it's just jokes, real quick. Suddenly the rules didn't matter anymore. The switch up was loud and people weren't buying it. When the backlash hit, Kevin got defensive fast. He tried brushing it off, saying stuff like, nobody made Martin do Big Mama's house, or Tyler Perry chose Medea, even throwing Jamie Foxx under the bus with that Wanda role. Kevin's whole spin was, it's a choice, I chose to do it. That's been his line ever since. But folks out here, they ain't convinced. Because here's what's real. Kevin didn't seem cool with any of this until the money started rolling in. Before the checks, he had principles. But once the bag got heavy, suddenly every door opened and every line got blurry. He built his name on integrity and protecting his brand. But when the dollars came calling, the story changed real fast. Even Oprah and Tyler Perry got dragged into it, and they were supposed to be helping Monique. Supporting her back then, that could have risked everything. So maybe Kevin stayed quiet to protect his own spot at the table. Gotta keep that Hollywood seat, right? To really get the beef between Monique and Hollywood, you gotta rewind to 2009. That's when Precious dropped, produced by Oprah and Tyler Perry, directed by Lee Daniels. Monique killed that role, but behind the scenes, it got messy real quick, and they allegedly expected her to fly around the globe promoting the film for free. And she only got paid $50,000 for the whole project. When they hit her up to do international press runs, Monique clapped back like, that ain't in my contract. They tried to dress it up with fancy hotel stays, but she wasn't falling for it. Monique stood on business. She told them straight, I've got a comedy tour, I've got a talk show, I've got a family, I did my job. She thought it was over. Like, cool, we just disagree. But then the phone rang again. What's it gonna take to get Monique to France? Her husband answered, is there a number attached to that? And boom, they hit back cold. We don't pay for promotion. But let's be clear, it was never about the money. Monique had done the role as a favor to a friend, but she kept it 100. Nobody works for free. Even the fans were saying it. How are you gonna expect her to do extra work without extra pay? When she refused to hop on a plane on her own dime, Hollywood flipped the script. Suddenly she was difficult, she was demanding, all for setting boundaries. And while they were busy painting Monique as a diva, Kevin Hart was fighting a different kind of storm. Back in 2011, the streets were on fire with rumors about Kevin cheating on his ex-wife, Torrey Hart, with his now wife, Eniku. That's when Torrey filed for divorce. And it wasn't some one-time thing either. Word was, Kevin had been out here wilding with multiple women, and Eniku, she might have been in the picture before the marriage even ended. Torrey later opened up. She said she really thought they were building a power couple, but instead, she got betrayal. What made it worse? Watching Kevin blow up, Billboards, movie premieres, red carpets, while she had to pick up the pieces. And Torre wasn't just chilling at home either. She was grinding behind the scenes, writing jokes for Kevin's stand-up, helping with scripts, giving input on projects. But did she get credit? Not once. Rumor is Kevin used her material to help build his empire and then turned around and spent those earnings on side chicks. The disrespect hit a whole new level when Kevin started joking about cheating during his sets. Imagine being the one who held him down, helped him rise up, and now you're the punchline. And just when folks thought it couldn't get messier, the next plot twist hit. But it wasn't just the post that got people talking, it was the clip. She dropped a scene straight from Katt Williams' Club Shay Shay interview, the one where he torched Kevin and a few others. No filter, no fluff, just raw heat. Later on, Kevin got asked about it in an interview, and he tried to act cool. Hit him with the usual polished, I'm above the drama type of answer. But if you were watching closely, that smile was tight. His whole vibe? Office. You could tell he was not feeling it. Look, Kevin can act like none of this phases him, but the truth is, the scandals ain't sliding off like they used to. Fans are tuned in, and the narrative, it's shifting fast. That bulletproof image is starting to crack, and everybody's watching now. Still locked in? Then you already know what time it is. Smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next drop of tea. Catch you in the next one. It's only getting wilder.